Unless you've been hiding under a rock for these past few months, you've probably heard of Bitcoin, billed by some as the future and by others as a massive bubble waiting to burst. Whatever your opinion is, it is hard to ignore the cryptocurrency that, if you'd have invested a few quid in some years back, would now have made you a multi-millionaire. I'm of the opinion that crypto is the future. We will almost certainly see a correction of its purely upward trend and likely some regulation to boot. But in my view, crypto, and in particularly Bitcoin, is to money today what the internet was to communication in the late 90s. I see it as the future. And for some reason, I've decided to debate it with this lot. Well,
it's been lovely. I'm going to get the car over.
You've got your wet towels.
But there are lots of cryptocurrencies, but the bit that's going to change the world as the internet is not cryptocurrencies, but blockchain, the actual system, which distributes the information and all the whatnots around the world in different computer programs. Which makes them, unhackable, untraceable, all the rest of it. But the experts totally disagree with you about it. I mean, because they just say, it's a currency invented as a gambling form to make money, therefore it's not a proper currency.
If I invest in Boots the chemist, or Lloyd's the chemist, or Asda, or Sainsbury's, I know what I'm getting. There's something that backs it up. If I invest in one of great ones, there's something that backs it up. What actually backs this up? What is it? What are the foundations it's built on?
Yes, so a few things then. And by the way, I'm not sitting here as some guru of Bitcoin. Do you want to set your expectations?
Yes, there we are.
Blockchain, which is basically a decentralized, I'm trying to think the most simplest way to it, it's like basically a decentralized set of ledgers. Yeah, exactly. So lots of people are validating information. It's very hard to hack. It's very hard to have a single point of failure. And Bitcoin is one form of application of blockchain. And quite rightly, as you described, there are many other cryptocurrencies, or crypto coins, or tokens, whatever people want to call them. Ethereum, Litecoin, blockchain, whatever. The list goes on. There's new ones launching every day. Now, to your point, so people often...
Which comes from Sir John Cunliffe, the Deputy Governor of the Bank of England, as recently as last month. This is not a currency, this is not an accepted currency, there's no central bank that stands behind it. I mean, he's the Deputy Governor of the Bank of England.
But when he says it's not an accepted currency, in many places actually it is. So people will say, like, what is this Bitcoin malarkey? And you can call it a few different things. You could call it, some people call it a commodity. Some people call it a commodity. Some people call it people call it a currency. And it's a value. So Michelle, we put values on something.
Can I ask you how it's the future then? So you think all of us are going to be using Bitcoin?
Well,
so grannies will be using
some of us
Bitcoin.
might die before we get to the point where it's implemented in terms of our age. Very much in its infancy. Like, if we can remember computing when it was kind of black screens and green numbers and all that, we're kind of in some ways at that early start, this early...
Decide I want to get in on the Bitcoin game.
Madness.
How do I do it? What do I do?
So first things first is very important. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm saving into Bitcoin.
Okay.
Anybody watching this that's thinking, oh, I might have a dabble, you must understand that you can lose. You can lose. All of it.
All of it.
You can gain an awful amount of money.
So do you use real currency to
so
buy
basically,
Bitcoin?
in a nutshell, what you would do is you would go, right, today I want to buy some Bitcoin. And so you would essentially set up an online wallet, but I'm simplifying it. You'd set up an online wallet, you'd put money into this wallet and convert it into, you'd buy the Bitcoins.
You can do reverse currency to begin with.
Yeah, you can do reverse ATM.
Michelle, can I do some
caveats?
Can I do some quick caveats?
Of course, please.
The other currencies, cryptocurrencies, are available. It's completely
that's
unregulated.
what I said at
It's
the
not
beginning.
government-backed. And also, one of our top policemen is also warning about people investing in it. And let's just hear what he has to say. Cryptocurrencies are not illegal, but they are unregulated, decentralized currencies that can be quickly transferred across borders Organised criminal groups have been early adopters to evade traditional money laundering checks and statutory regulations. Thus spake Detective Superintendent Nick Stevens of the Met.
And just to underscore what Michelle is saying, then there is a heck of a lot of cash.
He's looking for his Bitcoin under the table.
Yes, that was great. Bitcoin crashing to the ground.
A number of them, actually.
Yes, that's right.
His digital wallet.
The current value of all Bitcoins, $180 billion, and we thank smallbusinessprices.co.uk for that.
That's bigger than all our UK currency combined, isn't it? Which is 105 billion.
When I found out earlier this week you were going to discuss this, I thought, I'm starting from nil. Right? So I thought I'd better find out something about it. So I read a lot of things about it. And in my research, I came across something by who explained what's actually happened to the value of Bitcoin.
In terms of tracking the value of Bitcoin, ordering takeaway pizza isn't a bad reference. In 2010, someone paid 10,000 Bitcoins to get 2 pizzas just like this one. Pretty tasty. But what's more tasty, at 5,000 Bitcoins per pizza, that amount of Bitcoin could now buy you this entire house.
Yeah, I mean, something that goes up in value that fast, you can't help feeling is suspect. So I looked up some of what some of the big bankers have said. Now, you'll say, well, that's what they would say. But the government lawyer from 20% overnight does not feel like a currency. It is a vehicle to perpetuate fraud. And you look back in history and you remember, well, the tulip boom.
The South Sea bubble.
The South Sea bubble.
My property market is probably a bubble.
Languages are my strong point. The tulip boom, you've got me, Greg.
Tulip fever. We used to trade tulip bulbs.
Tulip fever?
Tulips became, people started trading them and paying a fortune for tulip bulbs.
Seriously?
Yes, until the whole thing burst as they discovered there wasn't.
Let me come back to this. First of all, turkeys don't work for Christmas, right? So if you're but crypto would challenge the fact of why do you need this centralised banking system? Why? Because if we can do direct exchange, why would we need this middle person? So, of course, I respect...
And we decide the value.
Yeah, we decide
based on the amount of exchange, people to people.
Must be decided on supply and demand. It's
yes,
how many people can buy.
How
many more?
You can buy element, like portions of subunits of.
So you bought a subunit of a Bitcoin today?
Yeah, you can buy. Do you know when you were a kid and you used to go to a shop and like sherbet lemons were. You could just buy 25p.
Bought today, yeah.
Well, it depends.
Sherbet lemons, by the sound of
Yeah,
it.
sherbet lemons, a bag of sherbet lemons.
You might have done better, you know.
No. So what you do, so a couple of things that you need to be aware of. This is a scarce resource. There's only ever Bitcoin release or mine would be the technical
saying right now.
No, that's the case. You have the right.
Well, I did ask you earlier.
To be a Bitcoin miner in his spare time, you'd have to buy an awful lot of hardware. It's quite time-consuming, it's very complex, it's getting harder the more Bitcoins are released. But what I'm saying is we need to be open-minded about the applications of, you just described blockchain, but also crypto, because I think that what we are seeing now, and by the way, we are doing massive, in my view, market correction, because what you're saying is it's shot up like this. Very soon we can...
Why did you buy today if you believe that's going to happen?
Because I just believe, so first of all, I believe in the long-term value of Bitcoin. It's going to be trading on the futures exchanges soon, so people will be making money on this thing dropping, not just increasing, so it'll be interesting to see what that happens. And I'm very excited.
What if the government regulates and says there's a huge crash?
But regulation means that it's being taken seriously.
Well, all the money launderers would sell.
Thank you. Well, no, because we're coming to the end of the show, but thank you for that topic.